Oh, they may be playing football, and the crowd is yelling, kill the referee. But no matter what the score, when the clock strikes 4, everything stops for tea.
Hi and welcome to Spill the Tea, the show for British expats and anybody who loves all things British. My name's Ian. Sam has Christmas commitments this week, so to help me on today's show, I have two great friends. We have Jasmine Trias and Ben Stone, who are singers and entertainers, global singers and entertainers, and also here in Las Vegas. Hi guys.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing? Thank you for coming in and being very festive with us today.
Well,
Our
we should probably
pleasure.
start with that, shouldn't we? This is our normal garb.
No, it is. It really is. So what have we got? We got hashtag Elfie.
Hashtag Elfie with a belt.
I got
Nice.
Rudolph.
You got Rudolph. I have Fa-la-la-la Llama.
Of course you
I
have.
love it.
Yeah, and I have to say
La, 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 la.
this was given to me. This was not something that I originally came
Yeah,
up
yeah.
with. I'm not taking
Sure.
Mine too. Yeah.
credit for it at all, but that's fine. That's fine. Oh my goodness. So welcome, guys. Welcome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thanks for
The,
having us.
So just to give you a bit more of an expanded sort of introduction to you guys, you've been in the entertainment industry your entire 12 years of your life.
As the makeup
That is correct.
cracks.
Yeah, as the makeup coach, exactly. And you guys are you're married.
We are indeed.
We are.
Yes, so
Proof.
yes, you are.
Yeah.
And Jasmine, you came to prominence. Some people may actually recognise Jasmine. She came to prominence as third place on American Idol
That's right.
in season 3.
That is
Right
correct.
now, who was on that show? Who else was on that season?
Fantasia won that season.
Oh, it was the Fantasia
season.
Right.
Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah, Jennifer Hudson was also
Jennifer
on that
Hudson.
season.
Wow.
Yeah. And me.
And you, exactly. And really, you've had such an amazing career.
Thank you.
And I mean, just having that whole American Idol experience. I mean, such a young age as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was crazy. It just turned my life upside down. I had no idea it was going to be what it was. I just, was a young 16-year-old island girl.
Yeah.
And American Idol came to Hawaii, and I was like, sure, why not? And I think the whole island of Hawaii auditioned because it was such a big deal for American Idol to come to Hawaii to all the auditions. And that's just how it started. And I kept making every round, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And then,
I
that's
guess I'm not
basically
going
started.
to nursing school.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that was the original plan.
Yeah, that was the original plan. Yeah. I had a scholarship to go at a university in Hawaii, and American Idol just changed everything.
Wow.
Completely.
Wow.
So, now I'm here and singing for a living. And
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And now you're from the birthplace of the Beatles, from Liverpool.
I am indeed, yeah.
And we know a little bit about that because we actually had your dad on last week.
So I discovered this morning, yes.
Yeah, you weren't aware of that.
No,
So
that was kept very...
he said
very
he was the warm-up act for you.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Low budget then, yeah.
Well, exactly. Hey, have you seen this show?
I'm impressed.
He did
This
give us
is,
this gift, this little clock on here. Actually, he
Oh,
gave us that as
that's
a
great,
gift
yeah.
this week.
Oh,
So
Very cool.
add it to the set.
Yeah, he's always on time.
Right, exactly. So now, you guys, we're going to actually kick off because this technically is the Christmas show.
Absolutely, yeah.
We've got the sweaters.
That's why we're
We've
here.
got tinsel. I mean,
have.
that's actually about as far as it goes.
Well, actually, just while we're on that, we've actually brought a few crackers too, because it wouldn't be a British Christmas show without
amazing!
Right?
without crackers.
I
So
love
we don't have to
those.
do it now.
All right,
but
we'll do
there
those in
they
a bit.
are.
We'll do those in a bit.
So
But what-
improving your set.
What we will do now, though, because I did actually say last week that we were going to be having some Christmas music, so which is you guys. Effectively. Now, you recorded something a little while ago here at our recording studio, here at Show Creator Studios. Yep. And we thought we'd kind of actually play a little bit of that at the front end, and then maybe we'll do a little bit at the back end of the show.
Sounds great.
So, do you want to kind of let us know who? Because you got some people in this with you as well. Right?
Yeah, I mean, we love Christmas. It's like our favourite time of year, as you can probably see. One of this, it was quite a choice picking this or our outfit today out of the many Christmas sweaters that we have.
Right.
We could have brought you on, but so we always wanted to do like a Christmas medley of our favourite songs because it's impossible to pick one.
Yeah.
So we did it in a show, and then we thought, as soon as we've gone to the trouble of learning this, we should probably film it. And then you very kindly invited us in to film it in the studio here. So we did that, and we had our great friends from our band over the many years. John Wiedemeyer, amazing guitarist, one of the world's best guitarists, and vocalist friend of ours, Nikki Logan, also helped out. So yeah, it was just a real fun Christmassy thing to do, and
Nice.
here it is. Yeah.
Well, let's take a look.
Cool.
Pa-ra-pa-pum-pum. 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 Rum-pum-pum-pum. 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 Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing all the plains. Gloria in excelsis Dei. Oh, just hear the sleigh bells jingling, ring, ting, tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. You. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, let's go. Let's look at the show. We're riding in a wonderland of snow. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, it's grand, just holding your hand. We're riding along with the song of a wintry fairyland. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
Well, that was lovely. I love that. That was so nice.
Thank
It's
you.
fun to see you again.
Well, yeah, because that was about a year ago or so.
Yeah, it was a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on YouTube somewhere,
It
floating
is.
around the wonderful World
internet.
Wide Web.
Nice.
Yes.
I love that. Well, I think it's tea time. And
Absolutely.
the handle is in your direction.
I'll
So
play
that means
another.
it's your
Yeah,
responsibility today.
Well, I know how Jazz takes her tea because she has been obviously
Trained.
forced, trained.
Well, exactly. And while you're busy doing
Thank
that,
you.
you're supposed to. Is it the milk first?
It bloody well is, yeah.
Is it? I don't know. Really? I never knew to do the milk first.
I mean, let's not do this. Where's your cup? Because we're going to
Where's
upset
my
someone,
where's
aren't
your
we?
cup?
So you've got the mug.
I have to say, really quick, just to take a little time out, we've been here for maybe half an hour before this, episode started. This is the greatest magic trick of all. I have to just take a moment to say, this was sitting here the whole time. When I first walked in, I put my hand on it. It was cold. When we went live, this thing is full of hot tea and it's ready to rock.
We've got
Professional.
We've got people. Actually, we have Amanda. The
lovely
Thanks,
Amanda.
she's
Amanda.
making
Amanda.
tea, and she's around here somewhere.
Ian, you don't have a cup, so
I know.
that's
I'm
the
about
next.
to. I see a Liverpool one over there, but I'm not going to be drinking out of a Liverpool mug. So
That was my ploy, you see, to get a Chelsea fan
I've
drinking
got-
out of a Liverpool mug.
Let me go with.
I'm going to go interchangeable on
I'll
that.
go with this one.
Ooh, that's
Probably
a fun
close to
one.
It might be a bit
Oh, it's
dusty.
a beef eater.
It is a beef eater.
Dusty cups.
It is. It's dusty cups. We'll go with that.
All right.
All right. We'll do it your way.
I'm doing- yeah.
So while Ben's
You
drinking
sure?
the tea,
Are you sweet enough?
no, I have tons of sugar.
Okay.
That's actually half my problem.
the other half?
So Christmas, it's your thing. You love Christmas.
I love Christmas. We love Christmas.
Yeah.
It's just obviously the best holiday ever.
It's just the best. Now you bake and you do all
I
sorts of
bake.
stuff.
I love just the whole season of it. Just, there's a mood in the air. Everyone's happy.
Yeah.
Families get together, and I love all the festivities that come with it, the baking, the cooking, having people over.
I'm pleased this is on your camera's on you right now because don't put the camera on me. I'm trying to
'Cause
get
you're not
away
listening.
with more
With
sugar than
5
diving.
cubes of sugar.
Oh, the cute, yeah. Why, you're
I shouldn't have
horse?
said it really. What am I? No, it's just I don't go too much for but I was about to say for the sweet stuff.
We're bringing gifts,
I
yeah.
was
We're
gonna say-
contributing.
See, I
Yeah.
can't have a cup of tea
Digestives.
without biscuits now. It's bad. Like
See,
he
this is
started
the good
it.
thing to mention actually. The Jasmine is not only an honorary Brit,
Yep.
but by self-admission, an honorary, I can't even say it, an honorary Scouser.
Honorary
I
Scouser,
am.
Yeah.
That was
I
in the
am.
contract when we first signed.
So
That's right.
So there's nothing that he can say
No.
that you go, wait, what?
No.
Because I'm sure we all have that if we living in other countries. You know?
I think I can speak better Scouse than him, or just as well.
Yeah, we were just over in Liverpool a couple of weeks ago, and
Yep.
we had a show at the Empire Theatre there, which was really cool. So it was my first time performing there, and it's obviously the main theatre
Well,
in
and
Liverpool.
Sam last week she mentioned that you
And we
came.
caught up with Sam randomly
The day after the
Yeah,
show.
that was crazy.
We didn't get into that, but yeah. So she timed it well. But yeah, so Jasmine performed on that, and impromptu just started as a gag that completely floored the audience. They were howling with laughter. She started speaking Scouse from the stage. So do you
Really?
want to
Well, I was just, I got really comfortable and I said, I've been working on my Scouse accent, and I think I finally managed to learn how to say chicken and a can of Coke.
You do that way better than I could ever do.
Right?
Yeah. That's actually very good.
That's like my favorite phrase.
But if you're doing it then,
chicken and a can of Coke.
oh yeah. Well, you got that down. I'm not even going to attempt that.
Go on.
Go
you've got
on,
to.
go on, go on.
Chicken and I can't do it.
Why are
on,
you the
Ian.
IDs?
Chicken and a can of Coke.
Beautiful.
Not bad,
that-
not
is that
bad.
right?
Yeah.
They
Oh
say
my gosh.
that phrase is like for a Scouse 101 warm up.
That,
It's a really
I've
good.
seen that. That was what's
Yeah.
his name?
Someone did it. Yeah.
What's the comedian's name? The in England
That narrows it down.
I know somebody's going to tell me who that was because I've seen that line said. I think he did it on Graham Norton's show.
Do you know what I'm trying to remember too?
It
was-
was. I'm sure it was on that, and he was trying to explain to
It wasn't
Americans
James
how
Corden,
to
but
say.
it might have been.
No, the
Do you
guy
remember
that's
who-
very.
I don't know.
Come on, people, let us know who this is because this is. I'm going to actually go to the feed right now anyway because I want to see what's going on. Because I like to look at myself 25 seconds after everything's actually happened.
Wales is a good Scouse phrase. Send it in. Send in on a
yeah.
post-addressed
It's-
envelope.
All right, well, we'll figure that out. Somebody's going to tell us who that was.
Brilliant.
And speaking of which, actually, great. No, you just. Look,
Sorry,
just
it's making too much noise. I'm trying to be quiet with it,
We'll do
but
it
it's
right
not
into
working.
the microphone. Travis is probably going crazy. Actually, Travis is getting very festive as well.
Yeah.
This
nice.
you haven't actually been able to
look
see.
at that.
We never see Travis back there, but there he is.
Hey.
There he is. He's getting all
Fantastic.
festive.
That's
And he
awesome.
dressed up for the occasion.
He did. I actually almost stole his sweater because it was
Yay,
pretty good. But
Thank
Nice.
you.
Good work, mate.
These are
He's
my
doing his
favorite
thing.
biscuits
they
of
are.
rich
All right.
teas and hobnobs,
Are we
ginger
dunking?
snaps. Yes,
we're dunking.
have to dunk.
And
But
when
are
I
these-
suggested bringing biscuits, Jasmine said she had to bring. You got something. You got your Hawaii version, haven't you?
Yes, that's right.
So
I
now
have
we've got
to.
a narrow-ended cup.
I
Careful.
should have gone with the Liverpool
Oh,
mug.
no.
I told you.
So dumb. Never mind. Yes, Graham Norton, he's celebrating 20 years of talk show host,
Wow.
which really, I mean, that guy's show, I love it. He's really good
I
at
love
it.
Graham Norton.
Yeah, we love Graham.
Somebody who actually knows what they're doing, unlike us, that just sort of makes up as we go along. But,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure he
brilliant.
does too, but it's amazing. I love that.
fantastic. We watch it. You got a bit hooked on old
I
Graham
love
Norton.
Graham
didn't you?
Norton. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I love his show.
It's
He's
the best
amazing.
show. It is.
Yeah.
So now, do you do the whole Christmas movie thing too?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, I have my own classics and he has his own, and now
They've kind of merged.
they've
haven't they?
kind of merged now. So my favorite Christmas classic is Home Alone. And
It is. I have watched that one already this year.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they start playing those reruns early. Yeah, for me, it's not Christmas without watching Love Actually. That's my.
See, I'm with
favourite,
you.
So
That's actually my favorite
yeah,
Christmas movie.
it just gets me every time.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That airport scene at the end is just. It's impossible. You know what I'm talking
Wait,
about, right?
is
The
that
real footage that they
That's
shot.
at the beginning.
Yeah.
Isn't it at the end too?
It's at the beginning and the end.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it is. I remember it from the beginning. I haven't watched that one
It's
yet
my
this
favourite,
year.
honest.
Yeah, honest. I've watched it at least half of it.
But seriously, that real footage that they shot at Gatwick or Heathrow, wherever
Heathrow,
it
I
was.
think it was,
Heathrow.
yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
warms
So
the old heart.
What else is on the classic movie agenda? Or is that it? Those are the two.
I mean, that's 4 hours, isn't it, on Christmas Day?
Well, but unless you watch them as a lead up to Christmas Day, I mean, you can
true,
get
yeah.
in the festive
We're
spirit.
here with you.
That's true.
Well, yeah, this is it basically.
I like.
I don't know if you got.
Yeah, well, a recent one is Elf. 'Cause I
of
love
course,
Will
Elf
Ferrell.
is
It's just hilarious.
a classic for
Yeah,
sure.
I love him.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
It's so quotable as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You smell of beef and cheese.
Yeah, I mean, there's.
What's another one that
I feel like also movies that aren't necessarily Christmas movies but seem to work at Christmas.
Like Die Hard. Die Hard apparently is a Christmas movie.
Is that right?
Yep.
It does have a. Doesn't it have a Christmassy scene?
It's set around Christmas.
Yeah.
And as I also discovered, Iron Man 3 is set around Christmas. So you could technically say that's a Christmas movie.
Right.
Okay.
But
I
what
didn't know
about
that.
what about like this Christmas? I mean, there's not really like major Christmas movies out this year. But you got Star Wars.
Yeah.
I think
Star
any of
Wars.
those big blockbusters kind of, if they're not in the summer, they sit quite nicely around Christmas. When
They
people
do,
have got
except
nothing to do,
apparently
then-
for Cats.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard.
Oh,
Yeah.
Speaking of Jennifer Hudson.
It's
Sorry.
oh,
Jennifer.
is she in it?
She's
Yeah,
the lead.
she's in it.
one of
Well,
the
everybody's
leads,
in it. I think you got
Yeah. You got James Corden.
yeah, Judi Dench,
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
That was
and
yeah.
it's tanking, unfortunately. But it's a bit of a. I mean, that's got to be a difficult transfer to
It's a tall order, that, isn't
to
it?
the
Yeah.
movies. I would have
Yeah.
thought, but I mean, I'll probably end up watching it at some
Us
point.
too,
but-
Yeah, we will at some
Yeah.
point.
Vocally, I'm sure it will score with
Oh,
the
yeah.
talent they have in there.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just everything else, isn't it? How
it-
you make that work.
It
yeah.
should, but there's actually a whole load of movies coming out next year that are going to be pretty exciting, and I'm actually turning to my resource here because I'm kind of
Ooh.
excited about some of these. Some of them I don't know, so I'm going to skim past those.
Okay.
But there's what have we got coming up? We've got the new James Bond one,
Oh yeah.
which comes out in
That
April.
we've been waiting for, yeah.
Who's James Bond?
Still
It's
Daniel.
it's still Daniel
Oh.
Craig. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
They
his
added
last.
a 0, I think, didn't they?
No Time to Die.
No. Right.
So hopefully the numbers on that will be good. Otherwise, the title will actually lend itself.
Yeah.
This is No Time to Die. And then we've got the Fast and Furious 9.
Oh jeez.
I know that's going to be something we're all looking forward to, if that's your thing. Wonder Woman 1984.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
That's the year before I was born, if that makes you feel... Good.
Very old, yes, because I remember what I was doing in 1984.
You probably knew me not long after. We should probably talk about that part.
Well, we should. The fact that,
Maybe, you know.
I've known you, because you're like 8
Yeah.
foot high, and I've known you since I could actually see the top of your head.
You used to
and-
scare the shit out of me. Oh, we're not
Yeah.
allowed to say that. Oh, sorry. That,
But see,
yeah.
you've got us completely like banned from the,
From Facebook. Sorry.
But we'll get back to that. I've got to do my movies. Soul.
yes.
I don't know what Soul is.
Oh.
Don't know. Oh, it's an animated one. All right.
Okay.
Ghostbusters 2020.
Okay.
Which is actually going to be. This is going to be an interesting one. It's got Paul Rudd and Stranger Things Finn Wolfhard.
Oh, Finn's in it.
Which
Stranger
one was?
Things.
What did he?
I mean, I know that there was no disrespect there. I haven't watched.
Do you watch Stranger Things?
That was a gender reference. It was man. She's like, Oh, Stranger Things. I was thinking of a
Stranger
different show.
Things, honey.
Yeah.
Sorry, that is strange. You would definitely have watched it then.
But Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray and Sigourney Weaver will be reprising their original Ghostbuster roles. Apparently. So there you go.
Oh,
Top
cool.
Gun, Maverick.
Oh, wow.
Come
okay.
on. We have to wait till July for that. I can't
Okay.
get my teeth in today. I think I've actually had too much caffeine this morning. Bill and Ted, Face the Music.
Excellent.
See, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
But you needed to say it more like excellent.
Yeah.
And,
I don't do accents.
Yeah,
Just.
that's about it. I'm sure there's some others. Eternals, June.
And these are all January releases, or these
Nah.
are through the
Oh,
year?
here's one. West Side Story.
Oh.
They're going to do a
I
remake
like
of West Side
that
Story,
one.
which I did not realise.
Big fan.
And it's Spielberg that's doing it.
Oh,
Nice.
so it's going to be good.
Yeah. So that's movies covered.
Very cool.
So yes, we do know each other from like way back in the day, and we covered this a
Yeah.
little bit with your dad
Right.
last week when you didn't know he was on.
Yeah. Could have said anything. Probably
Could have
did.
done. And the other thing to note is the fact that you are also like almost 100% of every guest we have on here also a magician as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Turned entertainer, singer, everything else.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, you know this already, but grew up in a variety background, a variety show producer as a father. So grew up backstage around all that. So you kind of, I think it might be more of the time, but definitely you try and try and be varied and try and learn as many different skills as you can. So it's around magicians, around comedians, around singers, and
yeah.
So started out with the magic, and then dabbled in the comedy side, and then the music was always there as a passion. Just kind of.
And you guys perform together a lot.
We do
right?
now,
We
yeah.
do, actually, yeah.
Yeah, we've got a great photograph actually that I really. It was one of my favorite photographs of you doing it. Look at that.
Aww.
Now that I'm gonna.
We're on fire.
You are on fire. Yeah. That's
We're
actually
smoking.
singing. That I'm gonna guess that's you singing the prayer.
Ding, ding, ding.
Was that
Yes,
right?
you're right.
I'm judging. Yeah, I'm looking at the spot. The sequin jacket is normally the giveaway for
That's
the
the
prayer.
prayer
Yeah.
jacket.
But that's such a great photograph. I love that one.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
nice.
we
That's
do
so
like
good.
that one too.
So what sort of shows have you been doing recently? What do you got going on?
I mean, so we obviously still do stuff separately as well.
Yeah.
I do a lot of hosting, a lot of corporate stuff together. So we do a lot of,
Yeah.
a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Keeps us traveling and festivals, and you've got a few projects coming up too, haven't you?
That's right. I recently just did this Disney gig, which was kind of exciting. And they've just launched Disney Plus.
Disney. Yes, they have. They've got
So-
like 10. I heard they got like 10 million subscribers already.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, but
They're-
primarily because they took all Disney movies off every other platform. So
Very smart.
They've just. Well, it is. It's kind of annoying because they just chopped the knees off of every parent out
Yeah,
there that wants,
I know.
have their kids on it.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to go with Disney Plus.
Very
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah. Well, this was go ahead. This was a specific show for Disney Plus, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
so it's Disney's Fairy Tale Weddings. And so on the show, they have a surprise proposal and a wedding on the show.
Oh.
And they have singers do surprise proposals, and they'll also have singers perform at the wedding as well. So
Right.
I'm on the episode being filmed in Hawaii at the Disney Aulani, and I am part of the proposal episode.
Oh, nice.
So it was very exciting and nerve-wracking at the same time because I was kind of in charge of setting up the whole proposal. So, I mean...
Yeah, it was
I
a high
like,
pressure.
I can't mess
high
it up.
pressure
It's
one,
one
yeah.
take. You got one take, and
well,
that's
yeah,
it.
you can't really say let's do that again.
Right.
If you can act surprised. you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, so essentially the fiance who was proposing was in a fully scubaed up underwater in the reef at this resort, which is just a ridiculous resort. Yeah,
All right,
waiting,
yeah.
kind of like Love Actually. Remember the scene with the signs? Where
Yeah,
so that was the
yeah.
plan. He's going to do the proposal like that underwater with the signs. But before that, it had to be set up, and so
Yeah.
Jazz was doing a performance. I was there, kind of helping out on the the writing, producing side, and was I don't think I've ever been more nervous than this because it really was just a one shot thing.
Yeah.
You were
this
nervous.
huge-
I was nervous. I had to do
yeah,
it.
of course. Yeah, huge production, and then you basically, we also had to hide for 3 days
Yeah.
before it because, Jazz is one of her favorite singers. Essentially, they have whoever, if it's a wedding and the bride likes the Pentatonics, then the Pentatonics pop out during the wedding and
Yeah.
start singing for them. Or who else has been on it?
Olivia Newton-John's been on it. Jason Derulo, I think's been on it.
It's
Martina
a really
McBride.
it's a really cool show. They
Yeah.
definitely
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, they do some cool Disney stuff.
Nice.
Disney don't mess around. Do
No,
they?
they do
Yeah.
not. They do not.
Yeah.
So when are we going to be able to see that episode?
So that show is going to be launching on Disney Plus in February on Valentine's Day.
Oh.
So it's very fitting, obviously,
Right.
with
Do they-
weddings and proposals.
I know,
and so.
do they just kind of load them all like Netflix do, or do they do them so they roll them out weekly?
It's a weekly rollout.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it's
so
a
I
weekly
think
thing.
yours is the
It's the
premiere,
premiere episode,
Oh,
yeah.
it is.
So it's
Yeah.
on
Look at
Valentine's
you.
Day. So
Yeah,
that's
on
cool.
Valentine's
Yeah.
Day. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Because initially I think they were gonna launch it with the app, which we were quite excited about. But you know how it is with a new app. There's so much content that it's almost
Yeah.
it's kind of cool that it's been paired with Valentine's Day. It's
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah,
Disney
exactly.
Fairy Tale Wedding. So
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
a great fit, isn't it?
So now, there was I've got my biscuit. I'm still trying to chop away at that. You're big, obviously in Hawaii, in your home country, but also in the Philippines,
That's right.
right?
Yeah.
And can I say that? And apparently this is a very kind of great compliment in urban internet speak. But apparently you're a meal.
That's right. The Jasmine
which is a
Trio.
thing. If somebody says, "Oh, you're a meal" or "You're a snack," that means you actually look at you.
She
You're
made a
snack.
meal of it.
Well, she made a meal of it. But yes, so you did some commercials for McDonald's in the Philippines,
That's right.
and they made an entire meal. And what was it called?
It was called the Jasmine Trio.
The Jasmine Tria. See what they did there?
And it had a strawberry float, fries, and it came with my CD.
All right.
And it was a song called Love Koto, which means I'm loving it in
Yeah, which they're
Filipino. Yeah,
But
in Tagalog.
that was the first one, wasn't it? That
Yeah.
was the launch of it.
That
That's
was the
crazy.
launch
Did
of
we
it,
have a?
so-
I think we had a. There we go.
That's
Look
it.
at that.
Wow.
Selling your soul to the corporate giants there.
Shh.
Butter baby.
But no, that's fantastic. I mean, there's not many people can get to say they've actually been a McDonald's meal.
Right. It was crazy. I mean,
Had a few,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
but
Been seen with a few.
well, exactly. And also, when I was in Hawaii a few years ago, I was talking to, I was taking a taxi somewhere, talking to the taxi driver, who was this kind of massive, big, filled up both seats kind of driver. And really nice guy. And he said, "Oh, where are you from?" And I said, "Oh, I live in Las Vegas." And he said, "Oh, yes." He said, "Yeah, they call it, is it the seventh island?
The
or
ninth
Ninth
island.
island.
Yeah.
I knew it was one of those.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, yeah, there's a show out there that there's like a Hawaiian show." And he said, "Actually, there's a singer out there. Jasmine Trias is singing out there." And I went, "Oh yeah." I said, "Yeah, you know Jasmine, do you?" And she says, "Oh, of course, we all know Jasmine. She's made," and started telling me about your entire career, including things I didn't even know about it. And just, "Oh yeah, and she's with that British guy. What's his name?" I went, "Ben." He went, "That's right. So so he's basically covering your entire life."
Very
So,
cool.
That's crazy.
and I think I can't remember now. I think I probably even texted you at that point. And you're like, "This cab driver knows more about your career than you do." But yeah, so that
That's
really
so
was an
cool.
example of, for me, how far your reach is, of course. But
I still can't believe it. It's crazy. Like,
They're very loyal in Hawaii. The
Yeah.
aloha spirit, as you know.
Yeah.
But
well, that's true.
the support is pretty
Yeah.
amazing, isn't it, for you? Even
Now, how did
Even
you,
with the
you
Filipino
two kind of meet?
community,
I mean, I know this story,
Oh,
but how did
okay.
you guys? No.
No, just
How
kidding.
did you guys meet? Now, I mean, I guess that was here in Las
it
Vegas,
was
right?
it was here in Vegas.
Yeah, so we were both traveling in at that time doing shows, and I think we had shows opposite weekends. So I think you were on one. It was you were doing one weekend, and I was coming in the next weekend, but I was
That's
in
right.
early. And my dad was also involved at the time with putting shows on, and I think he knew the producer of your show at the time, and introductions were made. Probably less by Dad and more by the other producer, because I think I vaguely remember Dad trying to keep me away from Jasmine, but I'm sure he'd tell it a different way. Yeah, and then we just kept in touch, and because I think we were both new to Vegas too, it was kind of cool to connect and meet someone who was kind of in the same boat. We were both looking to move out here at that time, and this is what 10 plus years ago now.
Yeah,
Crazy
yeah.
time.
But
flies.
you'd already actually lived out here in Arizona.
That's right. Yeah, when my brother and I were in high school, we came out for 2 or 3 years then. So yeah.
How was the high school experience being British going to an American high school?
Well, my wife's sitting here, so I can't get too into it. But I think it was better for my brother than for me. To be fair, I was a late bloomer when it came to all that puberty stuff. It was amazing. I have to thank Mum and Dad for that. Definitely got the bug for America, and once we'd experienced the lifestyle out here, we were both gunning to get back. We moved back to England for about 10 years, but the first chance, Danny and I were out here, and then Mum and Dad were soon to follow. I think it's interesting as well. I know this is an expat show, and we're, everyone I think feels that you can make a home somewhere else, but when your family's not around, it feels different. It just always does. So
Yeah, it does.
The more time either you can have family visiting or friends, or, with you that are, English or people you grew up with, it obviously feels more like home. So having my parents also move out has really made Vegas home, and that's a
And
huge thing.
do you the things you still miss?
Of course, yeah. The
Like
people mostly.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm very passionate for Liverpool. It's my city and will always be home for me and my brother and the whole family, really.
Right.
So specifically Liverpool, but just generally, I think just the sense of humour. I think the great thing is we have extended family here in Vegas, like you guys, who we have the banter and we can still sort of get our Britishness out on each other.
Yeah, we do tend to gravitate.
Yeah,
I mean, you
sure.
need that just kind of as a refresh kind of thing. And you're very much part of that now, of course.
Yeah.
So, I mean, are there things that you really enjoy about going when you go to the UK that you don't experience here?
Oh.
What you're supposed to say is no, because I've got my whole world right here in front of me. So why would I
yes,
need
of
anything
course.
else? But no.
Well,
Well, like if you're going to England, though, is there things you look forward to, like when you're going over there, food or something in particular, or do you take all your own food with you because apparently we're not We like our food.
We do.
I don't know if
and
anybody
so
else
do you.
likes our
Come
food.
on.
You know,
Tell the truth.
I love just the countryside of England. I remember when on one of our first trips to England, we went to Wales and just drove. And we drove and I just saw pastures of green and it was just beautiful.
Yeah.
And you don't obviously really get that here in Vegas, living in the desert.
One of our favourite places is the Lake District, and we go
Lake
there quite a
District
lot,
is
and
just
that's
beautiful.
That's perfect
Yeah.
for what you're describing. Isn't
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think I really look forward to that and visiting family and friends and having a cuppa.
Having a cuppa.
Having a cuppa.
As you do, as we're doing here. Well, we're going
It's
to
different
pause
in
there for a
England,
second because we have a segment that comes up, which is becoming our regular segment, is our BFF segment with Eve Dawes. This week, it's going to be talking a little bit about food, one of my also favourite pastimes too. Yes. So let's see her segment right there.
Happy Christmas, happy holidays, whatever you like to call it. I'm going to share with you a few ways to sneakily make your Christmas dinner or Christmas lunch a little bit more nutritious and a little bit healthier without taking away all of the amazing things, because it's probably my favorite meal of the year and I get super excited about it. So starting with the turkey. Sorry vegans, if you're listening, just tune out for 30 seconds and I'll move on. But with the turkey, go for the lean, skinless white breast meat. That's where all the lean protein and goodness is. It's still super moist. And then leave the wings and all the rest of it. And then also, this is a really weird trend I don't understand, is just don't deep fry your turkey. It makes no sense and just adds a ton of extra fat and calories. And then with your vegetables, I would say we're pretty good actually in England, aren't we? We like boil, steam, roast them in a little bit of olive oil. But the things not to do are cover them in those creamy, cheesy sauces or marshmallow and sugar, which makes no sense to me anyway because it's not dessert, it's a vegetable. So anyway, just stick to doing it the normal way, avoiding all the extra sauces because you're going to go and throw on gravy, bread sauce, cranberry sauce anyway. So try and at least have that as nutritious and healthy as possible. With the stuffing, I learned this from my dad, it's how he's always made it, is to use vegetables and herbs and avoid all the, it doesn't need cornbread or bread as a filling to bind it together. You just put the vegetables and spices through a food processor and then squeeze out the moisture afterwards. And if you like a bit of crunch to them, just roll them into balls and put them in the oven to roast them. Then with your cranberry sauce, it's super easy to do actually, rather than doing them out of a tin where they're full of preservatives and extra sugar. Make it at home, just get fresh cranberries and you can make it with less sugar. Then you still need sugar because you're gonna have to do it to make it set like a cranberry sauce. And then bacon, sorry vegans again, you're hating me right now, but the bacon's probably my favorite part. With the bacon, just cook it really well, get it nice and crisp and crunchy so most of the fat drips out. See, I told you I'm not gonna take anything away from your Christmas dinner, I'm just trying to make it really yummy, delicious, nutritious, so you don't have eater's remorse and you have more room for dessert. Those are my tips. I will see you all in the new year. Until then, have a very Merry Christmas.
So there it is. Now we know how to cook our dinner for Christmas. I think we've already got that dialed in. We know it. And I'm definitely having all the cranberry and all the stuff that's not healthy for me. I already know that. And then January... Then we start.
We don't
exactly.
eat. Well, yeah, basically, back on it.
Generally how it goes, isn't
Yeah.
It is. So now, as I said, you two are married.
That's right.
You had a beautiful wedding in Hawaii just about a year ago, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Which took long enough because you've known each other 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone else
Together
I
for
think
10
was
years.
in more of a hurry than we were, weren't they? Really?
Yeah.
So,
everyone's
Yeah, exactly.
No.
By the way, before we get back into that, I just want to kind of just go to our feed here. We've got Wendy Harrow is with us today.
hello, Wendy.
Hello.
And some random lady called Anne Harrington. Don't know who she is.
Hello, Anne.
Hi.
That'll be my mum.
Loyal viewers.
We have Phil J.
Hey,
is
Phil.
tuning in saying hi, chaps, which
Hi,
is always
mate.
nice.
How are you? Love
JJ
Phil.
Sorrenti, we know JJ. Good to see you, sir. Sue, of course, good morning to you. Mark McGarry. And some random person called Patrick Littlejohn is also watching.
Very cool. How are you, Patty?
Exactly. So anyway, back to where we were talking about. You guys got married, but you see, this is something that I'm sure a lot of expats who are married to somebody of a different nationality, particularly American or Australian, wherever you're from. Is there any kind of like things you kind of had to adjust? Because culturally, I mean, even though we speak the same language, I mean, there are differences. So, I mean, how was that? How did you iron out those things straight away, or was it just totally natural? You were natural born American, and you just got it together. It was just fine.
Well, as you said, we've had a decade to practice. So this, I think we definitely we
got it
were
down
feeling
now.
it out over a number of years, but I think now it feels natural. But
I mean, there were a few times early on where there were some misunderstandings and like language barriers, because I feel like I'm more from Hawaii. I feel like Hawaii is like different to.
It's different again to mainland America.
Yeah, it is culturally as well. So there's that, and then him being from not just England but from Liverpool as well, with the whole Scouse thing. That was a whole nother thing.
It's kind of world within a world.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So that took some getting used to. I remember hearing him talking to some of his friends on the phone in England, and I couldn't understand what he was saying. He was speaking Scouse. His Scouse was like really coming out. I'm like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
You know how we all kind of neutralise when we come
totally.
here?
Yeah.
And performing too. I think even before I moved here, you neutralise to perform too when you're on stage or you're speaking to a general audience. But when you're speaking to your friends that you grow up with, there's no.
What about
no way
our
of avoiding
inbuilt sarcasm and
I was just about
irony
to
and
say,
that kind of stuff?
that the sense of humor is different as well. So that took some getting used to. Things that he was joking about, I didn't find funny, or I didn't know he was
joking.
It's
the same now, but that's just me.
Yeah, that's just you not being funny.
Thanks, baby.
Sorry.
It's all right. You can just say it's a British thing.
It is.
But yeah, I mean, that can be something that can really, if you're not sure, you think, oh no, what, is he serious? You're like, no, I'm not actually being serious.
Exactly.
Even though there's no actual humor in what's being said, unless you know it's completely the opposite of what the reality is, and then you go, oh yeah, that's funny.
Exactly.
It takes a minute.
It took a while for me to finally understand the English dry humor, the sarcasm, and
you
also,
know this too from performing comedy here. It's the rhythm is different.
Yeah.
So I probably adjust too. And I'm sure you've got used to it now.
I
find out watching British comedians on Netflix or whatever when I'm not even there now.
I love it.
The thought of that happening 5-6 years ago even is there's no way. So
Right.
Yeah. So
and you a citizen now?
Yeah.
How long have you been a citizen?
Ooh, a few years now. Couple 2 or 3 years, yeah. Yeah.
Because and it's not like you got married for any other reason other than love.
Of course, yeah. No
She's
one
not
can
a
accuse
green
me of
card
that.
bride, is she?
No one can. she's not.
But yeah, I mean, that's always that's kind of the big thing that I think we all deal with, no matter where you're living around the world. It's the whole kind of visa, green card, or whatever the equivalent is in other countries. But I mean, that I know when we've talked over the years has always been a thing. It's become like this omnipresent thing until you get it completely.
It's just a heavy background.
It's a constant, isn't it?
And I should clarify, dual citizen.
Yes.
Theoretically or not, dual citizen. I mean, there was no way that that was changing for me. But
and different countries have different requirements for that. Right?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's kind of an unspoken thing, I think, isn't it now?
Yeah, I don't know if it's officially that you can be dual citizenship or whether
I have to be careful what I say. But there was a moment in the swearing in here that felt like, hang on, what am I signing?
right.
Letting go of any form of allegiance. But I must say I found I don't know where you're at in your phase right now.
Oh, I can become a citizen in next year, actually.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Well, it was very. I don't know if you've been to any of the ceremonies, but it was very moving. Actually, I thought.
It was, yeah.
You talk about spending a couple of years in high school out in America, and I've probably spent best part of half my life here now at this point.
Right.
As passionate as I am for England, I'm also, passionate for the US too. And it caught me off guard. That actually, it was very, very moving. The judge who kind of swore everyone in was very sensitive to the fact of all the different countries. I think there was something like 45 different countries represented in the court. It was ridiculous, so many different nationalities. But yeah, very much pushing what makes America great. All the things that we thought when we came out here. It's the diversity. Don't let go of your roots. Keep your culture. Embrace your culture.
Right.
Share it with everyone here. I think that's obviously what we're doing here, isn't it? You know,
it is
in as many ways as we can. So.
Would you go back? And how would you feel about that?
I wouldn't mind it.
You would go with it? I mean, you better should.
Yeah, I think we could do a short
short
spell.
period of time. Yeah.
We talked about it. Maybe, you know, down the line, kids come into the equation. Maybe to keep them, you know, connected with it. I think. Would you live in Hawaii is a much easier question to answer at this point.
Yeah, that's when I'm coming to live with you.
We'll keep the spare room above the garage.
Exactly. Yes.
Or garage, I should say.
Garage.
Look at me. Yes. Look at me converting.
Look at you. But yeah, I mean, that's that, because I mean, you are still very at your core, very English, I think, and so are you.
And Hawaiian as well.
Yeah.
Right, but it would be back in Liverpool if you were gonna.
Yeah, I think so. It's hard to say, isn't it? I mean. You know, the great thing about home is that you can be in London and 2 hours later be in Liverpool. So it's not like it's. I think Liverpool would be where I would like to be.
Right.
But you never know. I mean, I don't immediately see. I have a slightly different answer. I don't think I would live back in England again, if I'm honest. At this point in my life, I feel like I get lucky enough to go back home. You know, several times a year for work and to see family, and so I definitely get my fix. Las Vegas, maybe not with all locations, but Las Vegas as a home base is a huge draw for friends and family coming to visit. So we see a lot of our closest and nearest and dearest. So, you know, I love the lifestyle here. I love the way of life. I still feel British, like you said. You know, I've been out here 10, 11 years. We haven't lost our accent, have we?
We tend to get a little bit more patriotic when we're actually more so than we were when we lived there.
Yeah, we lean into Britishness, don't we?
You did well.
I should show my belt buckle.
I was wondering what you're actually showing us.
Can you imagine me wearing this back home? There's just no way on earth.
No, probably not.
In fairness, I don't wear this day in, day out. This was, but that's definitely something that's worn regularly. Union Jack socks.
Yeah,
we don't do that back home.
Yeah, you think this is actually this is actually my living room. So you know, we all have living rooms like this, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Funnily enough,
Honestly.
we're looking at the set going, we've got quite a lot of this Union Jack, but we shop at the same places.
Probably do. I know.
Dad told me that was the only one in the world that we got, so apparently he's full of it as well.
Very unique item. We love that. That's funny. So I think the fact that with the UK, I mean, when we move over here, particularly within the US, it's just such I don't know. It's sort of like it's a cliche, but you say it's kind of like the opportunity. I mean, I think there is more. I mean, that's the only thing about sometimes with the British, we tend to get a little bit sort of insular in what we think we can do, and here is definitely much more of a global perspective on things that we can achieve. Do you find that career-wise or personally, things are, you know, you've had more opportunity here, or just different opportunities?
Yeah, 100%. I think, you know, being British is a USP here. There might be a lot of Brits out here, but whatever industry you're in, I think it's a USP. You know, personality wise, I think it's Americans have a fascination.
What's USP?
Unique selling point. School of Paul Stone Business Marketing.
USP.
I can't be the only one to have heard that.
I've never heard that one.
Say something, Jasmine.
You haven't?
That's what I pay you for.
well done.
What?
A unique selling point.
Yeah, you know, from a marketing point of view,
the X factor.
I didn't.
Right. Okay.
I didn't generally have Union Jacks on my promo when I lived in England. It doesn't have a lot of carry that back home, but here it's that's everything. We lean into it, don't we?
Yeah,
we do. Well, it's definitely a USP. LOLOMG.
You learn something new every day.
I do. I was thinking, do I go to this? I feel like I should know what that means. But
you could have easily let it pass.
But no. I mean,
I asked me afterwards, and then you would have looked like you too. What's your USP?
What, my USP? I don't have one.
You do.
Fa la 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 la.
He's a llama breeder.
He's a llama.
I kind of like the expression as well.
A musical llama could be your USP, really.
Yeah.
I don't see many others.
I'm building one as of today. It's as far as it gets. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Going back to it, Britishness is definitely, I think, an added selling point here. Yeah. And we try, don't we, very hard not to lose our accent. We try to keep our ties and stay as British as we can out here, I think.
Right? Yeah. No, absolutely.
As a performer, I definitely do.
Yeah.
Gives you a lot of good comedy material that you can't use back home, but you can use here. You know, stuff that.
That's true. The audiences are a little different, huh?
Yeah.
He has to test it out on me. his material sometimes to see
Oh,
if
really?
I'd find
I would
it
say
funny.
if Jazz laughs, then anyone will laugh because it's like, no, I found the level.
But you have
For the
to.
reasons we were talking about earlier.
Right,
No,
right.
I've gotten better now. See, I've been learning by watching British comedians, and
Yeah.
like I feel like
Yeah.
I have, a more elevated taste in comedy now.
I must say, like, I think when I lived in England, there was this sort of it probably still exists where there's this thing amongst British comedians where they feel like it's a more simple form of comedy out here. I don't agree with that. You just look at the TV shows from Seinfeld to The Simpsons, even to there's such amazing comedy
That's
out
true.
here. Some of the stand-up comics, I'm going to be careful who I say because quite a lot of them are in trouble now. But one of my favourites, Louis C.K. was a just incredible comic. Curb Your Enthusiasm, great show. These shows, there's no way this whole sarcasm doesn't play here. The subtlety of comedy. It's funny's funny, I think.
That's
Personally,
true.
Yeah, no, I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so.
But
Well,
it's
speaking of funny,
Mm.
let's see the other part of the Christmas thing. No, it's more than funny. It's
Ouch.
beautiful. No, I'm just messing.
Yeah,
I'm
we
just
weren't going
messing.
for funny with this.
Oh, you weren't? I thought it was a comedy medley.
Well, we'll let them be the judge of that.
Yeah.
There you go. So now we got the second part of your.
Cool.
Since this is the Christmas show, so we should be able to get a little
Awesome.
bit more of the Christmas
A little sing song.
Spirit.
Let's do it.
Christmas sing song. So this is Ben and Jazz and
John and Nikki.
John and Nikki.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. Ooh, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
Bells will be ringing, the sad, sad news. Oh, what a Christmas to have the blues. Please come home for Christmas. Please come home for Christmas. If not for Christmas, by New Year's night, friends and relations send salutations. Sure as the stars shine above, but this is Christmas, Christmas, my dear, the time of year to be with the one you love. So won't you tell me you'll never more alone? Christmas and New Year will find you home. There'll be no more sorrow or grief and pain, 'cause I'll be happy Christmas once again. listening. In the land, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight. Walking in a winter wonderland.
Gone away,
Gone away.
is a bluebird. Here to stay,
Here to stay.
is a new bird. He
Sings a love song as we go along. Walking in a winter wonderland.
Whoa,
In the meadow, we can build a
to
snowman.
build a snowman. Tonight he's a circus clown.
Whoa, we'll have lots of fun with Mr. Snowman until the other kid is knocking down. When it snows, ain't it thrilling?
Though your
Though your
nose
nose
gets a chillin'.
We'll frolic and play the Eskimo way, walking in a winter wonderland. Here's a little song I wrote. You might wanna sing it note for note, but don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy now. Everybody, one more time now.
Don't worry, be happy now.
Don't worry,
'Cause we're
walking in a winter wonderland. Param pum pum pum.
Yay! Happy holidays!
Oh, Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, I love that. That was so great.
Thank you.
Wow. Makes me feel all crimbly.
Spirit to Christmas.
Innit?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Merry Crimbo.
Merry Crimbo to
Merry
you.
Crimbo indeed.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for being here today.
Thanks
you,
for
mate.
having
Yeah.
us.
So, what have you got coming up that you're going to be doing?
Well,
We got the Disney thing. We spoke
Yeah.
Yeah,
about that.
Disney's coming on Valentine's, right?
Valentine's
and
Day.
then we're going to launch a new YouTube channel together, actually, because we've got our independent ones, but we're going to start putting out more content, and
Oh, nice.
we're in the studio right now recording some stuff together as well
right.
for that, which we're going to film some music video type content for. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're excited about
Oh,
that.
that'd be
in the
awesome.
year.
And
Yeah.
where can we find you guys? Do you have like social media or
Socials?
website?
Hers is easy at
Jasmine Trias on
everything?
Facebook, Instagram,
Okay.
Twitter.
and unfortunately, there's a major company called Benston. So mine is Benstone Live at Benstone Live.
Oh.
So add the live on the end. And
All
there
right.
we are. Yeah,
All right.
Benston.
Benston.
Who knew? They're not going out of business anytime soon.
Just off the back of your following.
Yeah,
that's what it
exactly.
is.
Yeah,
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And I do notice you did bring these in, so I think we should probably look at
We
these.
did, and before that, I've got a little something for you. Just a little.
And I got something for you too.
Yeah.
Oh man,
so
I
maybe
love this. See, Sam wishes she was here because she'd get gifts.
I'm definitely going to hold my Liverpool cup for
Of course
this
you
moment.
are, since you are now World Club Champions as well.
Yes, World Club champ. I thought European champions was World Champions, but that's okay.
No, I mean, but it's a bit of a Mickey Mouse competition, that one anyway, isn't it?
Well, we want to.
Can I open this now?
Please do.
Yes,
Yeah,
open
no,
it,
I'd love you to
open
open
it.
it now. Yeah.
All right. This is. May as well.
We
not.
saved the football talk for the last 30 seconds of the show.
We did. We
you see.
got there. Oh,
And he's
There-
going to
there it
have a
is.
warm Chelsea head.
yes. Look at that. It's subtle. I love the subtlety of it.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank
there
you
you
so
go.
much. It probably pained you to even
Oh,
get
it
that.
did. It
did.
That's awesome.
I know.
love it.
I like the red sweater was enough, so I'll let you. There
Oh,
you go.
it looks great.
Look at you.
There you
Chelsea, Liverpool,
go. Got it. Yeah.
friends apparently.
And because
Love
I'm from
that.
Hawaii,
What?
I gotta give
Hawaii
you.
biscuits.
What?
You're getting laid
What?
You're getting laid.
by my wife. There's very few that I let that
Sounds
slide
very
by.
wrong.
So luckily for you, you make a
Wow,
good
look
cup
at
of tea.
that. I love
Some
it.
pineapple-shaped biscuits
Well,
and
thank you.
yeah,
Aw.
or bickies.
Bickies, of
Bickies.
course. Oh, I love that. Well, thank you guys so
You're
much.
welcome.
Thank
This is
you.
awesome.
Thank you.
So, what is it? Christmas cracker time?
Let's
We
do
have
it.
to do it.
Are we
have
cross
to do
arming
it.
one of these?
Is
Have we
it?
got enough there? It's just Jazz who's crossing.
Oh, wait.
There we go. Oh, wait.
How we?
Quick,
we
Travis
need
can do the other one.
I know.
we
we need
do it.
another
Can't.
one.
No, he can't because he's
Oh,
producing.
okay. You
I
have
think
to
with
do
this,
it.
We'll,
Okay.
we'll take this as our cue
Ready?
to get
I like
out
it.
of here. So, all right.
On
Tell us
three,
one.
2, 1.
Merry Christmas, guys. We'll see you next Tuesday and our live show for New Year's Eve. Thanks, guys, for being here.
Thank
see
you.
you then.